Man, Ryan Ruocco, Mr. You Bet himself, and Rebecca Lobo ended up bringing up how players have been getting away with fouling Caitlin Clark live on right here. They're talking about this right here where JJ was holding the arm, okay? Then they're talking about this moment right here too, right? She's reaching through the body, reaching both sides, both arms through the body right here. So they're talking about this one. They're talking about right here on the swat down. It looked like she hit her hand just a tad bit.
Did Ryan Ruocco and Rebecca Lobo just hold the WNBA referees accountable, live on national television? What started as standard game analysis quickly turned into a bold critique of how Caitlin Clark continues to take excessive contact with little to no response from the officials. Missed calls. Inconsistent enforcement. A level of physicality that would never fly in any other professional setting. When respected commentators begin raising concerns in real time, it's not just commentary, it's a wake-up call. Their tone said it all: enough is enough. This wasn't about bias or favoritism. It was about basic player safety and the integrity of the game. Let's rewind and look at how this pattern keeps playing out, possession by possession. Share your thoughts below. Are WNBA referees doing enough to protect players?
Right here, they're talking about this right here where JJ was holding the arm, okay? Then they're talking about this moment right here too, right? She's reaching through the body, reaching both sides, both arms through the body right here. So they're talking about this one. They're talking about right here on the swat down. It looked like she hit her hand just a tad bit here. She was calling this a foul. This is Rebecca Lobo talking, right? She called this a foul. And then we have this hit right here off JJ Quinterly, right on the arm right here. She calling this a foul too, all right?
It's not that Caitlin Clark is the only player taking contact. Physicality is part of the game. But somehow, she's consistently the one absorbing the hardest hits with little to no response from the officials. It's become almost routine. Clark takes a shot, the referees stay silent, and frustrated fans flood social media in disbelief. At this point, it's become a running joke online. People posting memes asking, what kind of hit will Caitlin take tonight? As if there's a different standard for her. It's as if somewhere along the way, an unspoken rule was added. Hard fouls are acceptable if the name on the back says Clark. What we're watching doesn't always resemble professional basketball. At times it's closer to a contact sport without clear boundaries. And yet, the whistle rarely blows. The bruises keep adding up. The concern keeps growing. But the accountability? Still missing.
I'm gonna just change the scenery and then I'm gonna let y'all hear the audio, okay?
The ball handler. There's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean,
all of those are
fouls. Every single one of them. And here, that's a foul, and finally they call.
Yo, straight calling them out, man. Straight calling them out. And I expected it, because they are straightforward and they speak highly of Caitlin. So when they see the nonsense, man, of course they're going to say something. And
sure, every player takes contact. That's part of the sport. But what Caitlin Clark endures game after game goes far beyond typical physical play. It's not just tough defense, it borders on reckless. Elbows, hip checks, constant grabbing, it's a full contact gauntlet, and she's expected to push through it all while the officials barely blink. Fans are stunned. Commentators are baffled. Meanwhile, the referees look like they're watching something entirely unrelated, like they're background actors in a different genre altogether. This isn't basketball as we know it. Some nights, it feels more like an action flick, or Quidditch, or something where the rules are made up as they go, especially when the name on the jersey is Clark.
Rebecca Lobo this past Sunday, Indiana Fever vs. Dallas Wings on ESPN. When it comes to announcers speaking out, this might have been the most outspoken announcers have been when it comes to the egregious officiating, but more importantly, the non-calls. When Caitlin Clark is getting grabbed, getting held, getting yanked, getting hugged, getting hacked. Rebecca Lobo said, okay, Sunday, July 13th, I'm going to make sure it's my mission that when I start calling this game, I start calling a spade and holding these referees to the...
And this isn't just about physicality in the paint or the usual bumps under the rim. Clark is taking hits from the second the ball is inbounded. It's 94 feet of non-stop contact with no relief. What she's going through isn't defense, it's endurance. She's not being guarded, she's being tested, and the whistle? It doesn't just go quiet, it vanishes entirely. Officials have turned every drive into a stress test, pushing the limits of how much abuse a player can handle before they break. At this point, you honestly have to wonder, are the refs even seeing the same game as the rest of us?
Finally, they're saying the quiet part out loud. It's a little bit hard to see. She's literally grabbing her arm. It's insane, and none of that was called. Finally, at the end of the one play, they called the foul because it was like indisputable. I mean, she got whacked on the arm and then gets hit to the ground. But they weren't going to call any of the other fouls leading up to it.
But the most frustrating part? The complete inconsistency. One night, a light tap draws a flagrant foul. The next, a full-speed elbow to the ribs is labeled tough defense. You'll see someone whistled for a minor reach-in, only to watch another player get flattened with no call seconds later. It's like the rulebook flips page by page depending on the moment, or the player, and more often than not, the chaos seems to land squarely on Caitlin Clark.
Oh, straight calling them out, man. Straight calling them out. And I expected it, because they are straightforward and they speak highly of Caitlin. So when they see the nonsense, man, of course they're going to say something. And I believe most of the commentators should be like that, man. Just keep it real, fam. Keep it real. Call it how you see it. And, whether the WNBA likes it or not, the commissioner likes it or not, Kathy likes it or not, speak your mind, man. That's what people want. They want the truth. So, man, shout out to Ruocco, man. Shout out to Ruocco. Shout out to Rebecca Lobo calling it.
Now imagine trying to explain all this to someone who's never watched the WNBA. You tell them Caitlin Clark is the biggest star in the game, someone changing the sport. Then you sit them down to watch her get clobbered by 3 defenders on her way to the basket, and nothing. No whistle. No call. Just silence. Meanwhile, the broadcast crew, Ryan Ruocco and Rebecca Lobo, are visibly shaken, trying to keep it professional while witnessing officiating logic unravel in real time. They weren't just commentating anymore, they were narrating a breakdown in fairness. And when they finally spoke up, it wasn't analysis, it was honesty. They said exactly what fans have been shouting for weeks. This is ridiculous.
It's crazy how Caitlin Clark does not get her foul calls pointed out when they are actually fouling her left and right, all the way from half court all the way down to the basketball hoop. I don't understand how the referees are standing there and they not call the fouls. Her coaches have complained. Even Caitlin Clark gets on the referees of not calling the fouls when she knows there's...
And let's be honest, this isn't some isolated incident or recent development. It's been building for far too long. The foul imbalance, the missed calls, the silence from league officials. This storyline has been on repeat longer than most TV dramas. Different players, different seasons, but the plot never changes. And now that it's unfolding on national television, in high definition, with respected commentators openly calling it out, the WNBA can't pretend it's not happening. This isn't a controversy brewing behind the scenes, it's a full-blown credibility crisis playing out live.
You think the old guard, you think the old 46,000 fans had enough of a voice? No, they don't got no voice. The new fans need to speak up. The announcers who aren't scared need to speak up. I'm sure a lot of those old announcers are scared. I'm sure they're scared. But the announcers like Rebecca Lobo, Ryan Ruocco, they need to step up and say, oh, the officiating that's going on here isn't okay. You guys watch this. Quinterly grabbed Caitlin Clark's arm. Like, Caitlin, where you going? Get over here. Oh, that's interesting. Why play defense when we can just grab somebody's arm, right? Interesting. Quinterly putting her hands around Caitlin Clark's waist. Valentine's Day was a few months ago. Sorry.
Make no mistake, the league knows exactly what's happening. They have access to every camera angle, every replay, every data point. Nothing is hidden. This isn't some elusive mystery buried in game tape. It's obvious. The officials aren't missing calls, they are ignoring them. And the fix? It's not rocket science. Call the game fairly. Train the referees better. Establish clear, enforceable standards. If you can mic up coaches and players for fan engagement, you can absolutely hold officials accountable, or at the very least, whistle the most blatant fouls that we're not asking for special treatment. We're asking for the bare minimum, integrity. And it's maddening, Because at the same time the league is campaigning for more attention, more respect, and more legitimacy, it's allowing this circus to continue. They say they want growth. They say they're ready for the spotlight. But how can you invite the world in and leave your star players unprotected? It's like selling tickets to a blockbuster and refusing to fix the projector. The product suffers. So does the perception. And right now, the perception is crystal clear. Caitlin Clark has to survive a gauntlet every night while the officials act like it's all just part of the entertainment.
Foul. As she gets body checked. That's a foul. That's a foul. I mean, it's not only until right now when she's finally whacked on the arm. I'm so happy that the broadcast team finally called it out directly. And it's so insane. And I talked about this in my video where I broke down the whole game. I mean, Enrique clearly fouls her, whacks her. Caitlin Clark gets shot. I mean, just even right now, I actually kind of paused it perfectly, not even on purpose. You can see both hands on her body up against her chest. You can't play defense like that. I don't care what random person in the comment section tries to convince you otherwise. That's not defense.
You watch Caitlin Clark battling through triple teams, arms tangled, sneakers squealing, contact everywhere, and the ref? Just a few feet away, staring like they're waiting for divine intervention before blowing the whistle. Then comes the shove. Clark gets launched into the scorer's table like a crash dummy. The broadcast zooms in. Fans react instantly. Commentators gasp. The replay rolls in slow motion, showing every brutal second in crystal clear detail. And still, silence from the officials. What are they doing? Meditating? Taking a vow of silence mid-game? It's anyone's guess at this point. And no, this isn't about demanding special treatment. It's about the absolute minimum, consistent officiating and basic player protection. You shouldn't have to bubble wrap a star athlete just to keep her on the court. Just call the game. That's it. Because right now, watching Caitlin play feels more like a live-action obstacle course than basketball. Something's always flying at her, and the refs react like they just caught a glimpse of a shadow. Not an obvious foul at this point. You could give a few active Twitter users striped shirts and a whistle and probably get more consistency.